motherfucker. Just to let you know, there's going to be a lot more news than cars this time around.
A lot of news.
Yes, correct. And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of V-Time, episode 154. I'm pretty sure it is, and if it isn't, fuck me, I guess.
It's okay. He'll just see a giant number pop up on there in his place if it's not right.
And for the podcast listeners, the number is already on the episode, basically.
Yes. It is
but
already
we got
fixed.
a very big episode for you tonight. This might go longer because there isn't many leaks. Set 8 has come and gone. We're going to look at the last couple of cars from Set 8, and we're going to start off with Set 9 with 2 leaks, and that's it. But the reason this episode is going to go long, because we got a lot to talk about from the product stream still.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
a lot of time to let things soak, and a lot of other information that has also popped up since then.
Exactly. So it's going to be a grand old episode.
Grand.
So, let's get the show on the road. But before that, if you're interested in buying any cars from TCG Player, please use our affiliate link down below.
Your purchases through this link help support the channel so we can bring more creative videos like this straight to you guys.
And with that scripted part of the way, let's go straight into the leaks. Like I said, Set 8 is come and gone, but we haven't gotten English yet, so let's see what else is waiting for us when it does come. Starting us off with a couple Stagler rares and commons for Brentgate. First, we're going to talk about a grade 2 10K rare, Starl Windhouse.
Windhouse?
See, it's not easy. I thought it was Windhouse, but it is Windhose or something like that.
I don't know.
Anyways,
what does it do?
Auto Rearguard. When this unit attacks, this unit gets power 5k until the end of battle for every 2 research cards in your order zone. Depending on what deck you're playing, this guy can be either very beefy or not impressive at all.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of decks that come to mind straight off the top of my head. Honestly, Eva is always going to have 4 minimum. So this is already a 20k attacker. You can put it in Overfist Regus, and the longer the game goes, the bigger this guy gets.
You know, I'm a little upset that this has to be locked to research.
Oh shit, it does say 2 research cards in your order zone.
Now that it's locked, yeah, now that we got a robot ride line, and you know, you're probably not going to run this robot in your robot ride line.
Hey, don't spoil shit. Granted, people already know, like the internet blew up, but still. But yeah, like it is one of those things like tied to Eva and technically Arkwright, but Arkwright, this is not a monster. You don't want to run it Arkwright. And then for Eva, it's like, all right, it's going to be either a 15k or 20k attacker. I got my Obscurate, so why do I need this? But it's still not a bad option for the set if you want to build Eva straight out of the box. Exactly. Moving on, however, we have a common grade 3 for Brentgate, 13k base, Hardened Axe Dragon. Auto Rearguard. When a research card is put into your order zone, retire this unit and countercharge 1. Meh.
I mean, if you really need a countercharger that's not Boba Means, and you can't afford Boba Means.
You mean the $20 Eva promo that puts itself to soul countercharges and gets you an Obscurate to hand?
I mean, I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta... Sometimes life be hard, man.
It's a common for a reason. Like there is no other reason to run this other than I just need a couple more counter charges until I get my promo.
That'd be great if it was a rare. If it wasn't a common and it was a This is a rare though.
No, this is a common.
I see rare.
This is a common. If you look at the card, this is a common.
Oh, Wiki. What are you doing? Fix it.
On
their card sets, if you read where the card set is and the number, it said rare.
I know. But we need to go to an actual rare next. And this time for Keter, and we're slowly starting to creep into Minerva and what she does. But before she got revealed, we saw an order. Ain't that right, Alex?
Yes, you got Wisdom of the Beginning to open the world. And these order names, I swear. It's a grade 2. Play this cost Counterblast 1. Draw 2 cards. Choose 2 cards from your hand. Call each card with a grade equal to or less than your Vanguard and discard it if it isn't.
There's a draw 2, call 2, basically.
Good thing is this is not locked to any deck. This is generic as can be. So you can place in anything.
Fucking good. Like for a CB, you basically get a +1. Because you use the order, that's a -1, but then you draw 2, call 2. So it's like, okay, cool. I +1 to the board. I was already going to call units, but now I'm just plussing. I legitimately like this order.
I mean, the best part is even if you don't call anything, you just get to keep it in your hand.
You have to discard. You have to choose 2.
Oh, fair.
So it says call each card if it's greater. So choose 2 cards from your hand. So you have to choose 2.
Oh, never mind. So regardless, I mean, you don't have to call the cards that you drew. So you just call things.
Yeah, you can call anything from your hand, but you draw 2 cards. So just a fixer.
Yeah, so it's overall still good.
Exactly. Moving on, however, there is one more fixer that came out.
Knight of Disruption, Dyren? I'm going to say Dyren. Auto, that's a grade 2. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, if your Vanguard's clan is only one of those clans, cost Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Choose up the one card with only one clan in its... only one clan that is the same clan as your Vanguard from your draw and put it into your hand. So basically, if you're playing any encounter deck, or Keter encounter deck, whether it be MLB,
Shadow Paladin,
Phantom Blaster
PBO,
Dragon,
Minerva, and that's it.
Yeah, if you play one of those 3, I mean, just let you fix any of those, but just be careful with MLB because you do have Shadow Paladins and Royal Paladins in the deck.
True. Honestly, this is a card from Minerva. We'll see here why in a bit, but it is a fixer because of that. So we're going to just move on to a couple other cards, which is basically the Minerva ride line.
Mm-hmm.
Before I get to the Minerva ride line, however, there is a special sale going on right now at Zero Damage Gaming. Solemn is bringing back a couple of old playmat designs, and we're here to kind of help promote this because some of these designs are fucking beautiful.
I will say, as far as custom playmats, he is one of, if not the most detailed arts and playmats that I know of.
Exactly. So go over to Zero Damage Gaming. The website is on screen or in the comments or in the description down below. Check out those playmats because they are only going to be available for a limited time only throughout December. So grab them while you can before they're gone. Anyway, with that being said, Minerva time. We're going to do this one by one. Start us off with the starter, Alex.
Vivid Rabbit. She's back. Starter effects. Same old.
But hey, this is our first Genesis card inside of Standard, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's start off with a spice. With Witch Frog Melissa. She is back, and she is a grade 1, and she looks fucking gorgeous as an art.
Mm-hmm.
But her ability is even better. So she is the ride line grade 1, but she does have some interesting rear guard abilities. So first off, we got Auto. When this card is rode upon by a unit with only Genesis for its clan, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 cards from among them, put them into your soul, and shuffle your deck. And then she has the ability, Auto. When this card is put into your drop zone from your soul, if you have a Vanguard Minerva in its card name, call this card to your back row rear guard. If you called, you may soul charge. Oh, sorry, counter. No, soul charge 1. Damn wiki. I wish it was counter charge. No, it's soul charge.
Man, whoever's typing these up on Wiki, man, they're going fast.
But one thing I want to point out, that she's very reminiscent of Shoujo Doji, but instead of binding one, putting one to soul, it is just straight goes to soul. My God, what are these decks and deck thinning?
I know, right?
Holy shit.
I will say though, the art, man, we'll talk about this later, but man, Witchy Road's really stepping up their game with these arts. They're getting close to like a weird blend between like MTG and like anime style. I like
Speaking of amazing arts.
Mm-hmm. Witch of Ravens Cameling. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but oh well. Anyways, grade 2 auto. When this unit is rode upon by a unit with only Genesis in its clan, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 cards from among them, put them into your soul, and shuffle your deck. And then auto, when this unit is put into your drop zone from your soul during your turn. Excuse me. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Minerva in its card name, counterblast 1 and call it to rear guard.
Holy shit, they're good.
So here's the multi-attack. Wink, wink.
I mean, it is like, it can be their main phase, battle phase, as long as she's put from soul to drop, and you have a counterblast to spare, she is coming on the board.
Play 4 of this.
Oh, fuck yeah. I do love the fact that you basically deck thin 4 cards from your deck with the right line, and they specifically say cards, which means you can put orders, you can put triggers, you can put anything. Nothing is restricted. You look at the top 5, you choose 2 of those, you put them to soul, and it's up to 2, so you don't even have to choose all of it. Like, it's nothing but triggers. Shit, it sucks, but hey, at least triggers are staying in the deck.
Man, this would be a really good ride line if we ever get a deck that's like Eugene-esque down the road. It works with your soul more.
Yeah. But you need to ride all the Genesis, because this only works whenever you ride the big boss human. What the fuck is that word? Omniscience?
Omniscience.
There we go. Omniscience Regalia Minerva. She made it first to D before she ever could make it a V.
I'm glad I stopped you from saying what I thought you was going to say, because I swear to God, you were probably going to say Omniscience, weren't you?
I was almost. But enough of the jokes. Her effect is Minerva in soul. Pun intended, I guess. Did not plan that. But continuous Vanguard during your turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Regalia in its card name in your soul, all of your units in the front row get power 5k, make it a mini persona ride already. So faster than Tamara. Then the other ability, Act Vanguard. Once per turn cost, Soul Blast 1, look at the top of your deck and put that card on top or into your soul. So your staple Genesis effect. And then we get to the main Minerva effect, Auto Vanguard. Once per turn at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 3, discard a card with only Genesis for its clan from your hand, stay in this unit, and it gets drive -1 until the end of turn. Hey, we got a restander.
Oh, more Overlord clones.
Hey, now this is Minerva. She was always like this. Minerva is staple to always restand. How she does it now, though? Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 3, and ditch a card, which is fine. You're not minusing, you're netting 0 because you're getting a drive check back. You can look at the top card of your deck. You can multi-attack because you can call out stuff with that Soul Blast 3. Like, overall, she does everything. And I
she
love
gives
her
5k to the front row, so it makes even your grade 2s hit your Vanguard without a trigger.
Yeah, it's a better Tamayura. I do love the fact that it's restricted behind your opponent being at grade 3, so you can't do this stupidity while they're at grade 2. And then the grade 2 we covered a little while ago, the Fixer, makes a lot more sense now because you need a Genesis card in your hand to even activate her ability. And if anybody watched the video that we did, that didn't happen once, but thankfully they're crits.
Also, that Fixer is also a Soul Blaster, so you can Soul Blast your ride line pieces.
Correct.
And call them to rear guard.
Basically, running more Melissas and running more of the grade 2 guarantees you to basically have not only a good board, but also a good amount of multi-attack. But there's 2 more cards that got leaked for Minerva that help all that as well. And oh boy, are they stupid.
Yeah. You got Apple Witch Cider. Auto rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Minerva in its card name, return this unit to your hand. I hate what you did in the video with this.
Beautiful.
Auto, when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Regalia in its card name in your soul, during that battle, this unit gets shield +5.
So it's a 10k. So it's a 10k guard if you got a grade 3 in soul, sure. But more elaborate the thing you hate me doing in the video.
Yeah, so it doesn't say what it has to boost. It just says if you have a Vanguard with Minerva. So you can just put a back row of these. swing with all of them and bounce them all back to your hand so you never lose your hand.
I thought you were a Murakumo, man. I thought you liked Shadow Stitch. Wasn't this what, Yasuo and all those were doing? Just call and bounce?
I liked it when they were in their clan.
Dude, like, Cider were so stupid. There was a point in the video, if anybody didn't watch it, where this fool rushed me, of course. And then I was scrapping, and I'm looking at my hand, and it's like, okay, I made a board somehow. And I had 3 Ciders in hand. I ditched one for Ride. So I had 3 Ciders in hand and no background. I'm like, this actually doesn't hurt me. Chuck down. Oh, I fucking love Cider. And she's a comment at that. Not to mention, she also works beautifully with Minerva. You don't have to be scared. If you throw Cider down, use her, bounce her back to hand, and then discard her for Minerva.
I will say, if we end up getting more support for this deck, it's already really dumb. I hope they don't get deck more support.
But dude, we haven't even finished. There's another triple rare. Regalia of Wisdom Angelica is back. And she's not a break right for once.
Yeah, so how are you supposed to get the whole early game, having a Regalia in your soul?
I mean, if you don't see it on the top 5 twice from the Ride line, I guess this one just fixes it, because Angelica has the ability auto rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If you have a Vanguard Minerva in its card name, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your Vanguards, gets 5k until the end of turn. Also, or then technically, whatever the word is, put this unit into your soul and countercharge 1.
So yeah. Yeah, what this countercharger in a way to get multi-attack.
Yeah, oh, exactly. Like, you can put this into the soul and Soul Blast the grade 2 Ride line and then counter blast and call it. So you can even multi-attack before your opponent's even at grade 3. Isn't it beautiful?
It's nice. It's not as nice as Roa doing it while you're at grade 1, but it's still nice.
Hey man, the second we get a grade 2 that's not restricted, it just does a soul. Oh no, it can't, because the grade 2 and 1 need Minerva.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. I'll leave Roa to his shenanigans. As long as I hit those Relinas, it's dead. Anyway, moving on, we got a couple leaks left over to talk about. So after Minerva got leaked, that was basically it for the set. We got some stragglers, some columns here and there to kind of finish out the set that they weren't actual cards of the days. But there were a couple cards, 3 specifically, that they did not show in the cards of the day, and they just threw in the set, and it was like, hello, this is a surprise.
Yeah, so these are wink wink really big hints to things that are going to be coming in set 9.
Oh yeah. So the cards that we're talking about are Beginning of the End, Ominous Metamorphosis, and Presence of the Apocalypse. There are 3 normal orders, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, in that order I read them. They all have the same ability. They're all disaster cards as well as the normal orders. And they all technically belong to all clans and nations. So they're basically Krelemental type cards. You can throw them in anything. They're like the Perfect Guard PG, like the Chalice, like all those cards. And what do these cards do? They all have the same effect. Play this with Counterblast 1. Choose up to 1 disaster card from your deck, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So basically for Counterblast 1, it replaces itself with another disaster card. What does that mean for set 8? Absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah. It just means that you can search out other versions of the orders or yourself.
Basically,
technically it doesn't
translate this bluntly until we get more information what these are actually meant for. Wink wink in the future. This is basically just Counterblast 1 deck thin 1.
Yeah.
But
hey, I mean, sometimes that's good. If you think about it, you can take it. Running these means you have less cards in your deck when you're making your deck, because these will always. I mean, as long as you're not playing any other orders that turn, it's just like deck thins you 1, so it gives you better chances of hitting your triggers.
Exactly. Anyway, but with those cards, that has been it for set 8. Now we get to actually look at 2 more cards that are coming in set 9. First, we got to look at a grade 1 for Stoicheia, double rare, Tier Knight Eliante. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Something like that. She's got a fun ability, and she's for Flagberg, not Maelstrom. Act, Rearguard, once per turn. If you have a Vanguard Flagberg in its card name, cost Counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, choose a grade 3 or less card from your drop, call it a Rearguard, and until the and that unit gets power 5k until the end of turn. You know what this sounds like? This literally sounds like a Counterblast constant thing on the board. So if you just can keep it, it's constantly going to do it. Spiritual Body Condensation.
Yeah. Very much. I mean, you have to discard a card, but I mean, you're discarding a card with Spiritual Body anyway, so.
Exactly. So if you can keep this on the board, this is just literally just always a Spiritual Body on the board.
Yep.
I think this is stupid. You as a Flagger player, you tell me.
I think this is really good because most of the time your back row is just always going to be there. Unless your opponent has ways to spot removal things in the back row, this card is just going to stay.
Thank you, video.
Yes. What this really kind of boils down to is you can get your inlet pulses back and make them 18s. If you can find a way to soul blast them. Or same goes for the other double rare that we saw recently that was a grade 2 that restands itself and gets +5 after it attacks. You can basically counterblast 1, discard a card to get it back, give it +5 so it hits for 15 and then restands for 20.
And very true. So overall, there's good implications for this card. However, as a double rare, this other card, in my opinion, takes the cake.
Hold on. One thing I want to add. We do know from the PV that we're getting a big new probably Maelstrom triple rare thing.
We'll get to that.
So this is probably gonna kill itself for something, and this is just gonna keep bringing it back.
That. First, we need to look at Heroes, man. Heroes actually got some support.
Oh no, Heroes got the spice this time.
Dude, we got a double rare grade 2 hero for Brentgate, Galactic B Hero Bolt Keros. Why is it B Hero? Because English. Fuck that. But regardless, it's hero support, and this fucker is on crack. Auto, when this card is discarded by the cost of your base card, cost Counterblast 1 and call this card to Rearguard, choose a card with B Hero and its card name from your drop, and scout it in your base. So it's a fucking 2-for-1 that also scouts a card in your base.
Mm-hmm.
And then continuous, it goes on. Rearguard, during your turn, if you have 2 or more base cards in your order zone, which is honestly not hard, this unit gets power 10k. This on front row is a 25k attacker on its own because of the Vanguard.
Yep.
Like I said, this thing is on crack.
On top of that, you ditch one to call one out of your base to call this back, so you get 2 rear guards, and then you're more than likely going to put the scouted card that when it's put to your base, you soul charge, and it becomes a 15k shield.
Yep, and then that thing also, basically, like there's such a good combo there that it's stupid. Anyway, with that hero card, however, leaked. Like I said, we're starting set 9 and we're going to go into it more next week. Speaking of next week, for the Tuesday stream, we're revealing 2 new cards from boosted set 9, Dragonite Invasion, or Dragon Tree Invasion. Yeah, that is the name. We're going to see the art soon. And then revealing 1 G-Unit illustration from DSS04 Stride Deck Messiah, as well as delivering supplies from the premium version. So more Messiah stuff.
Yay.
We'll get to that too. This is on the list too. Just stick around and you'll hear our opinion on that shit. As for the Thursday stream, we're revealing 2 Dragon Empire cards from Boost Set 9. A card featured in the PV of the product and a generic card. So we'll get to that too. As well as revealing the promo card for January, and it's a stealth. So that's going to be on Thursday.
So they making that deck even better.
Exactly. So that's going to be the next week. I want to see what these cards are, but before we get there, we gotta start covering all the other shit and news. So, if you're interested in buying any of the cards we just mentioned, go check out Triple Sleeve TCG.
They got great deals on singles, clan splits, and even cases, so go check the website.
Link will be in the description. All right. News section is going to be a bit long because we got to cover the product stream one more time. We got our first reaction whenever it happened. You guys saw that, and if anybody's on Twitter, I made a post about all the unit cards shown in the PV, but we got to go one by one real quick on the big important parts if anybody did for some reason miss it. And the first one is the fact that Vanguard Will Dress Season 2 is dropping January 14th.
They're in America now.
I love how there's the irony of this is dropping January 14th, and then literally, I want to say not even, like literally 2 weeks later, 14 days later. No, sorry, 12, no, 4. Yeah, I was mathing right. 14 days later is Worlds in America. Can I help you?
Sorry, I'm just looking in the background because I noticed some of the characters are in the background.
Yes.
So I'm seeing if there's other characters that I recognize in there. I was like, oh, is there something else in the background?
Almost every single character is in the background in one shape or form.
Yeah.
Anywho, with that being said, however, we also got some information on the characters in the anime. So for first one, we of course have our boy Donji playing the new Bruce, and we actually have a name for the new Bruce. It is Diabolos Viamant Bruce. If you saw my tweets, I still don't know what Viamant means.
But we do also have confirmation that he will be getting a new keyword.
What was it?
This final burst.
Which is good and bad for me, because one of the things that Bruce support is very restricted to is literally everything needs final rush, which means this is just a whole new wave of Bruce support.
Yeah. Well, thank God there is some generic support, though.
You mean like Julian?
And the grade 2 that came out with the grade 4.
True.
So there is some.
Unfortunately, Megan and Marjorie are dead.
No more Leonard.
No more Leonard. And no more Derek. So all the good staples for Bruce are gone. The only one that's available is still Julian.
So that means it could be either very good or very bad.
Exactly. But he's not the only one we saw. We also saw this girl. Let's see here. Sophie Bell is the character, and she will be playing a new Dark Stage ride line, Alma Jester Astroe Unica. Oh shit.
Which is also, we have information about how this deck will play. Apparently, it's a deck that'll be summoning dark beasts. Because the PV that we saw, the dragon thing, this summons that out of the deck.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that too. Like I got those pictures ready to go. Don't worry. And then the last character that everybody completely exploded for is our boy Sam Fritzen. Yes, he is an American with that name, but oh boy, he is playing fucking a mecha. Mechas are back. You can stop crying. They are fucking back.
I think I saw a different fight shed here.
Sorry. Blue Death Star Sky Render Avantgrade.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I saw Chris shed a tear on his stream whenever he saw this.
I am not surprised. We have been asking and waiting for so long. So Alex, do you know anything about this one?
I'm trying to remember if there was information leaked. Hold on. I might be able to find it really quick.
Well, while you find leaked, there was one more character that kind of got shown, and that was Helena Walker. They didn't show an exact unit, but we do have a potential unit she could play.
We do have an idea of what she might be playing.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that too. But have you found Mr. Blue Mecha yet?
I'm scrolling up. Give me a minute.
I'll take that as a no. Because we're going to just move on straight into the fact that these guys are going to be inside of Booster Set 9. And oh, look, there's a furry.
Yeah, there's a furry.
I love how you just paused there.
Sorry, I was reading. I found the thing I found.
Okay, what is it? What is Mr. Blue going to do?
Mr. Blue... It doesn't say. It just says that there's robots.
Oh, there we go. Alex wasting our time.
Hey, now.
But yeah.
I do have information about the wolf thing, though.
Oh, yeah. He is going to be making upgraded plant tokens.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be epic. we're gonna get to that too. But he's also being speculated to be played by Helena Walker. But we'll see. But those are going to be the 3 main new ride lines next to Bruce and next to one more guy. But we're going to get to that. Hold up. I got this weirdly organized. Anyway, on screen right now. Actually, before I say that, if you're going to go watch the PV, there's going to be a link in the description. All the new units flash over there. You can kind of get a glimpse of what's going on, as well as some of the new potential. You're going to see the cards we just mentioned with the Galactic Hero and the Flagbearer support, as well as potentially one of the new cards of Dragon Empire they're going to be leaking next week. But right now, we're going to talk about and look at the ride line arts and units for those new ride lines. Bruce's ride line did not show up in the PV, but we can kind of assume it's Steve, Richard, Matt, and all those. However, for Mr. Blue, and yes, I'm going to keep calling him by his wrong name, we got his ride line, and he starts off as a dude.
Dude, I'm gonna say though, like, this is some really good artwork.
Oh,
like, looks like a straight out of an anime.
Also, and whoever on Twitter, I think it was, pointed out that he looks like Shin Noze from 86. I fucking love you, and I agree. Anyway, he's probably going to be the starter right here. And then we have the grade 1 art. This is all speculation, but very much can be very easily confirmed. But yeah, for Mr. Blue, that's going to be the grade 1. And then moving on, we're going to look at the grade 2. Leading all the way up to our Big Bubba grade 3.
Yeah.
So that's what the grade for Mr. Blue, I keep calling him Mr. Blue, I'm going to keep it, is going to look like. And now let's look at the furry. So the tiger wolf thing, I don't know what I want to call it, is going to start off as a gardening little wolf.
I see. So I do want to state one thing here. We're going to notice a theme with all the art for this. I'm not a big fan of the whole furry thing, but I do love the whole fact that this is like set in like a whimsical fairy tale scene.
You mean like this grade 1?
Yeah. So like, as you notice in the backgrounds, is like there's like the castle and then like the enchanted forest and everything like that. So I do like the whole theme it has going with this. Like it's ripped out of a fairy tale.
Keep going.
And this is a grade 2. And you see more pixies and stuff like this. And then obviously the big boss grade 3 unit, which just has some kind of weird magic thing swirling around it.
Yeah, it looks like he's controlling like weird glowing magical vines. Which is going to be very poetic because he's going to be making upgraded plant tokens.
Exactly. Which I'm just guessing this is the upgraded plant token.
We can all pretty well assume, yeah.
But
anyway.
Yeah, so Ro was going to get some big upgrades.
Shh, no touchy touchy. No touchy touchy. We're going to move on to the vampire, I want to say, ride line type of deal, demonic girl, whatever she is. Because she's going to start off with a pink vampire with giant tits. Could not mention that. You okay there?
We just had to go right over the cliff, didn't we? All right.
Oh,
cool.
Because then the grade 1 goes into a normal direction and actually looks legitimately fucking cool. I love the blue hair on this one.
Yeah, I like the art of this.
Going into a crazy grade 2, this give me so much horror vibes.
Yeah, I would say it looked like a Shahara unit from back in the day.
Yep. And then going all the way to the actual grade 3, the stoic little lady that's probably going to mess up our lives.
Yep. And then the things that one of the beasts that the deck creates is this. So looks straight out of Dark States.
Oh yeah, this looks like an undead skull dragon bird thingy.
So I'm curious on how the mechanics of this deck's going to play.
I want to see if this is going to be in the form of a token or even in the form... You know what this could be? Do you remember vision tokens from Blade Master?
Yes.
I really want to be like that again. But hold up, we got to move on because there's one big new ride. Technically, there's 5 ride lines, I want to say, in this deck or in this set.
Yeah.
And this is where those invasion cards from set 8 start popping up. The first hint or the first spoiler we got was this little meteor thingy falling to Cray. Now, a lot of us assumed right away this was Gravidia support, right?
This is a new meteor.
Oh, how are we wrong because we then got this image.
Yep. We now have corrupted looking units. And we say that because if you look at these units, they look like they're from different nations.
Yep.
Like
starting from left to right. that looks like a Keter unit got corrupted.
Yeah. It looks like a knight. The only thing you know that has knights is Keter.
Correct. And then we have an animal that got corrupted. What has animals?
Stoicheia.
And then we got this weird looking demonic thing that got corrupted.
And you're like, well, this could, be Brentgate, but then you look at the background and it looks like Dark States castles.
It really is Dark States castles.
So this is probably something with Dark States.
And then you got a dragon with a sword. Where are dragons with a sword mostly?
Yeah. And then the last one obviously looks like some type of weird mecha, which probably fits perfect into Brentgate.
So there's an invasion coming.
Yes.
With this big boss unit in black that came into PV that later got announced in an art. And that's why it's called Dragon Tree Invasion.
And we were hinting at earlier with the disaster cards, because I think before they were called disaster, is the translation was disaster, I think it was called calamity.
Yes.
So, you can kind of speculate that those cards, since they're generic, are probably going to search the cards we just showed the arts we showed earlier from your deck.
Dude, this big boss monster, this invasion thing tree, it's apparently a dragon tree. Otherwise, I don't understand the name of the set. And it's apparently invading, and this is giving me Cradle Elemental deck, Glendios something vibes.
This is basically like having the reverse units back when Link Joker came around the first time. How everything started getting reversed, but now everything's just getting corrupted by this tree.
Now, I hate to quote Solom's video, but this dude looks so edgy that I want him. And our group, how many people in our group said, I want this?
Everybody. Literally everybody in our group. Also, there is one more thing I want to add. And I'm going to give credit to Outer Orange for finding this.
Okay.
But there was some artwork leaked from one of the artists that matches up perfectly with this and might have intel with other things, because the artist did give hints through emojis about it. And the art almost lines up perfectly with everything that got shown.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
All right, let's look at this. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well then. Anyway, Dragon Tree Invasion is going to have that. We're going to, of course, get more information as time goes on, but we got to move on from that. And it also announced the fact that, this thing got announced for Japan, and Set 9 is coming out, February 3rd in Japan. But lo and behold, we actually got an English date. March 31st for English. Okay there.
So this means if Springfest is in April,
might just
means this is going to be legal.
Yep. No, 2 weeks
Possibly.
after. So anytime.
I mean, depending on when in April, yeah.
And May, and then June.
Uh-huh.
We're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that being said, we're going to move on, because that was not the only set that got announced on the product stream. We also got an announcement for set 10 in the first art of it. And lo and behold, yes, we're back to Verena covering the art. But you know what? Mirror Verena looks fucking dope.
Yeah. The only issue I have with the artwork is there's a slight haze, but I know it's probably to kind of get the effect of there's a glare going on and stuff like that. But I don't know. Just kind of.
So new Verena. Very excited to see what this does, but to quote Connor, oh look, more space issues.
You should be used to this by now.
To the point of you pick one overdress as your main, you run some staples, and that's it. You cannot run all the overdress cards. It's impossible.
He should be used to this by now.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But that's the only information we got for set 10, other than the actual release date, and we're getting a new Verena. We don't know much more about the set, because set 9, honestly, is showing so much shit. Anything can happen in set 10.
I know.
All right, before we get to the last bit of this, there is one more bit of news I need to pop in, and that's the fact that the product stream did announce a new ban list. Now, this ban list is Japan specific. We have not gotten an English one just yet. We're waiting for that. And for this Japan's ban list, the only thing that changed is standard. Premium and V Premium have stayed the same. To much of people's gripe with Stay Maiden and V Premium. But, Hopefully the English side can do better. As for standard, in Japan specifically, Monster Strike's countercharge infinite loop countercharger, at least that's what I've been told, because I'm not sure because we don't have the deck, got hit. I think it's fully restricted or restricted to one. I honestly forgotten. But it's Monster Strike.
Yeah.
And then Alex, what got unrestricted?
Dark Strain's back to 4. And there is no longer an inlet and grade 4 Maggie restriction.
Yeah. So grade 4
now
Maggie
the only
inlet
card
is back. Is this good?
So now, honestly, I think everything's power corrupted to the point where it's okay. I think our video showed that pretty well.
Exactly. Anyway, with that restriction out of the list, we're going to wait for the English one, and hopefully they do something about V Premium, or maybe do something different for standard since we don't have Monster Strike. Who knows? But
the reason I think they didn't announce that is they did announce that there is a V product coming after set 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't announce the name or anything about the set, but they did announce that there is the following month because Chris said that they announced that.
Cool.
So maybe they're just waiting for that.
I will say, I think I know why we're waiting on an English ban list. Technically, at the time of this recording, there is still BCSs going. It'd be kind of stupid to restrict something in the last form of BCS when it was already running rampant for most of the BCSs. I can see it getting restricted before Worlds, but as far as BCSs are going, Steam Maidens can go rampant for one more day.
Man, let me tell you, if it gets restricted for Worlds, that's going to be the weirdest format to go into for V.
I mean, we've already got enough problems with Pringles and everything else. Like, let's cross that bridge when it happens.
Exactly.
Anyway, last bit of news, and I left the quote-unquote best and worst part for last. Messiah information for the Stride deck set has been leaking. Like I said, next Tuesday we're going to see an art for one of the Strides. And we have already started seeing some leaks. As with the Chronojet one, we first saw the crest. And we saw the crest for Messiah that also gotten. And it looks like this. Oh god, it looks super fucking cool. What does that say though? It says everything the exact same as Chronojet to an extent. So, basically what the crest for Messiah does is you can stride, but you can only stride on the top of a Messiah unit, and you can only ride and stride on top of a unit with Messiah in its card name, just like Chronojet. The same fucking restriction. Then all of your grade 3 Messiahs in their card name become 13k base, same as Chronojet, so they can be played in D, so you don't have stuck with a grade 11k version. Then, for every card face up in your G zone, your front row gains 5k. That is also say the same. Why? I don't know. But sure. The only ability that changed from the Chronojet crest is the last ability. And the last ability goes as follows. Auto, at the end of battle, when your opponents are at the end of your turn, when you unlock your opponent's cards and then bind them. So your opponent doesn't start their turn with lock cards. You, at the end of your turn, you just unlock and bind those cards. So let's go unlocking this. Damn it. Did not want to do that pun. One by one. First, lock rules for standard stay the exact same as they did with lock rules in premium and V premium. Lock cards do not have a zone, cannot be targeted. They stay on the field. The only way to get rid of a lock card is to target the circle or to unlock it. Whenever a card is unlocked, it comes back into the same position, and so forth and so forth. So all the old lock rules still apply. There was a Q&A added to this because there is a couple questions. For example, when a card is unlocked, does its when place ability activate? No, it does not. It never got placed. It just got unlocked. That is it. 2, when a token card is locked, what happens? Well, that token, it'll be the same as when it leaves the circle, in that when it's locked, it is removed, because that token cannot exist in any way, shape, or form outside of it on the field. That way, whenever it's locked, it just disappears. Fuck you, Roa. Anyway.
Or Bunker Orphis.
Bunker Orphis too, yeah. Oh, Bunker Orphis is going to be so fucking good against Messiah. Anyway, last Q&A that a couple close friends are a little bit sad that this was not clarified sooner, but never did actually have a reason to get clarified sooner, but now it does. When a Varina in the overdress state is locked, do the original dress go to the drop? No, they will not. The Trickstar in the original dress remains face up and is under Virina. When Virina is unlocked, the card returns to the beginning in the overdress state. When the Varina in the overdress state moves, the original dress will then move with it. Now, these same rulings still apply since the beginning of overdress. It's always been like that. The original dress moves to the exact same location as the overdressed card. So nothing of that has changed. It's just now they clarify the fact that if it gets locked, where does the original dress go? Answer still stays under the card.
Which means whenever that unit gets bound, all the stack gets bound.
Which I find very stupid. I love how they clarified the rule of, when this unlocks, it'll stay in the overdress state. So you're fine. Oh, wait a minute. The thing we were just Q&Aing for, the thing in standard, you never mind. You're never going to get it back because it goes to bind.
Yeah. It would have been better if it got hard locked and it fell off, because then at least you can have, stuff in the drop to use for next turn.
Exactly. It's like, how more can they fuck over overdress? Like, Connor is slowly starting to go away from overdress because of all the fuckage he's been getting.
Yeah.
But there is one more piece with the Messiah Stride deck. As for the Chrono Jet, the Grade 3 OG Alter Ego Messiah from the trial deck, number 5 when G-Arrow started, will be legal to play, as it has the exact same effect and power and name. And as for Chrono Jet, this will also be legal. So these 4 little copies I have right here, they're in a nice little top loader and our little stamps that I got back from America. These are going to be legal, and I am so happy about it.
Got them while they were hot.
Exactly. A couple of things to note here before this episode goes way too long. Love the fact that Messiah is back. We're getting some key units. I just love the fact that I can play my deck again. It's still gonna do these stupid lock shenanigans. And the fact that we're getting Alter Ego back in its original form. Oh, I'm gonna be drawing so many cards. Soul Blast is not a problem. Drawing cards is gonna be so much fun.
So to anybody who was back from G, just remember that if you see Philip, pull the Messiah challenge.
There we go. One thing I do want to note, keep going.
I do want to say that you are not the only one who is getting prepared.
They're not going to do it.
If I can find it. I also picked up OG Luards, because at this point, if they do it, Luard is an option at this point.
Anyway, as much as it is beautiful for Messiah to be back, and I am very much hyped and still will pick up and play the deck and be bankrupt trying to do it, I strongly disagree with the crest design and the choice of effects. I've already voiced my opinion for the Chrono Jet. The 5K to the front for every face-up card, I think, is an asinine ability that does not need to exist. Chrono Jet as a deck, without that ability, just the whole other parts of the crest is fine and is strong. It doesn't need that. The fact that Messiah got the exact same thing, I don't like it. Like, it's gonna make the deck strong, cool, but I don't like it.
And the weird part is now we know that future designs of the crest are all going to be the same, with only the last line of text changing to fit the deck.
So a crest, an interesting mechanic introduced into standard, introduced for these special sets, went from first for Chrono Jet being something very unique and interesting to now being something very bland. Yeah.
Because really the only thing special to Chrono Jet's crest is that he can change the grades.
And that's not even very useful. Like I after playtesting against Eric, I really don't see any point where you would need that. With Messiah, I can get it. Like, you're binding their stuff. Like, I can agree with Messiah's last line of text, because it is basically saying you can play the game to your opponent. Like, if I pick up Messiah, I'm just telling my opponent, don't worry, I do lock, but you can play the game.
Yeah, you're going to lose your stuff. It's unfortunate, but you don't get to say only your Vanguard swings.
Exactly.
But, like, say, for instance, if you do get a Luard, it'd be like, okay, cool. Well, the only thing his crest does is just change maybe grade 0s to grade 1s and drop or something.
Yeah, like that. So for ritual abilities, like I don't know. I'm just disappointed at crest, and I honestly still don't agree with the 5K. Like, Persona Ride was introduced to the game to kind of give a little bit of extra power creep and, power. With these Stride deck sets, I think they were trying to copy Persona Ride for these things, since they don't have a Persona Ride icon. by giving that ability, the whole 5K. But they forgot the fact that there is still 8 cards in the G zone. If for some reason the late game prolongs, I don't want to face a thing that can multi-attack 4, if not more times, and then every single attack, regardless of whatever they're getting on their own, is already getting plus 20, if not more power.
Because some decks, it'll lock out and they don't see a Persona ride. This is just like, you always have it. You don't have to worry about it.
Like, on top of that, we're getting strides. Strides are already plus 15k in triple drive on top of it. You ride this on top of these. Your Vanguard alone, without even counting the power from the crest, is already sitting at 28 triple drive.
Yeah.
Not a lot of decks can do that.
And that's still sometimes really hard to guard for too. That's like you have to guard for like what, 50 to 60?
Dude, that's 15k shield is literally matching it. So that's minimum 2 15k shields out of hand for 2 to pass on a triple drive.
Right, so it's 28. I'll go up to 58. Means you have to throw down the over trigger to almost no pass it,
and then or perfect guard it on every single Vanguard swing. Granted, then going first is a turn 4 deck, but if they go second, they're doing it right away. I get that the stride decks are technically slow and everything else can be faster, but unfortunately, if you don't kill them or cripple them, they're just going to swing at you. And I'm sorry, like, I can say this right now with confidence. Messiah is going to be a lot better than Chrono Jet, because Chrono Jet, what it does currently is Chrono Jet things. It strides, it time leaps, it goes to the next stage and back into Chrono Jet. That's fine and dandy. Messiah can do the same amount of multi-attack because of the whole lock and unlock if we're getting the same thing. On top of that, when I finish my turn, I'm going to Soul Blast a shit ton and draw a shit ton.
And you're going to lose your whole board.
Yeah. So, on paper, Messiah is already 10 times better. I'm over-exaggerating, 10 times better than Chrono Jet. But until we see the actual effects, I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, hey, look at me multi-attacking with plus 15k to the front. You dead yet?
Fun. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is constant triple drive every turn.
Oh, yeah.
This is not including the overtrigger.
Oh, I have to stride. Oh God, it's hard to stride, ditching gray 3s that I'm not going to be Persona riding.
Or the cards up to gray 3.
Or we're going to get a thing like a Steam Breath and just, hey, look, there's a great Destiny Dealer. Hey, look, this grade 1 counts as a grade 3.
In searches or can search out Messiah.
Exactly. Like, I'm excited for Messiah being back. I love, granted, like Alter Ego, technically, I said 28 triple drive without the crest. Technically, Alter Ego is making it already 33 because its first ability is literally giving 5k to the Vanguard.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't even think the overtrigger can help you guard either.
Nope. It is literally 3 to pass exactly.
Oof.
Hey, Stride deck sets. I'm loving the fact that Messiah's back. Please fix the crest. I honestly believe the crest is the problem. Like, we can stride. We can have big, powerful Vanguards and multi-attack. That's fine. Just get rid of the crest. Get rid of the crest power. Don't get me wrong. The whole making it a 13k, sure. It's standard. The whole you can only stride in this deck, sure. Whatever. I didn't want strides in Messiah, but I'll take it. Just take away the fucking power. That extra 5k for every face-up card in G-Zone is really unnecessary.
You know what I think would have been better? For every 2 face-up cards in G-Zone.
Even then, I still would make the argument if the game goes long enough, I'm going to get more than you can ever get out of your Persona ride.
True.
Like, just take the whole power out. It doesn't need it. It really doesn't need it. We're striding in a game that can't stride. We really don't need the extra power.
In my opinion, they never should have brought stride back, but it's here now. The only way, in my opinion, to really fix it is, like you said, adjust the crest. Chrono Jet's already been topping everywhere.
And that's out of the box. Literally, that's out of the box with one upgrade. That's it.
Yeah, only thing they added was swirlers.
And triggers, sure, but triggers are triggers.
And they don't even need swirler. They can change swirler out for anything else.
Anyway, we'll see what happens with Messiah when it comes out. But for that, we're going to end this episode here. There's not much else to talk about, and we don't want to go for too long. Anyway,
yes.
If you liked the episode, please leave a like, share with your friends, comment down below what's your thoughts on Messiah, Set 9, or anything we talked about, or even the fucking Dragon Tree. But if you like what we do here, subscribe to our channel, ring that bell to get notified. Maybe even follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, join us at Discord, watch us over here at YouTube, or even listen to us at Spotify or Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
Apologize to my podcast listeners with the pictures. Sorry. Just watch the PV. But with that being said, I've been Philip.
This is Alex.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Woo! I really hope people understand that. I legitimately love the fact that Messiah's back, but I do not agree with the crest.
Dude, like, crest be strong.
Dude, do you remember how much I drew with Messiah back in the day?
Oh, no.
Here we go again.
Don't worry. Just imagine Luard free striding
Shut up.
with all of it.
Shut